Kia ora. In today's news, the Royal Commission of Inquiry into the Canterbury earthquakes has heard a chilling recount of the moment the February 2011 earthquake struck by one of those inside the CTV building when it collapsed. 115 people died in the building. Relationship Services Counsellor Nilgan Kulpi was working on the 5th floor of the building when the earthquake struck. She acted within seconds of the quake to try to find the safest place to be.
I reached the door frame. There was another really sharp jolt from underneath. The floor lifted underneath me, and the next thing, the ceiling caved in and everything began to collapse.
The Royal Commission of Inquiry has also heard a report on Christchurch's CTV building that was filed 21 years before its collapse and that had identified structural issues. Those 115 lives were lost when it failed in the February earthquake, and the council assisting the commission, Stephen Mills QC, told commissioners it's important to note the findings of the 1990 report on different parts of the building. In other news, Southlanders are being warned to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Met Services issued a severe weather warning for coastal Southland and Fiordland. It says damaging winds are forecast for Stewart Island overnight and severe gales elsewhere. Police have told the Scott Guy murder trial of their extensive searches to identify the footwear worn by Mr Guy's alleged killer. Ewan MacDonald is accused of shooting dead his brother-in-law in the early hours of July the 8th, 2010. Detective Laurie Howell says police searched stores throughout the lower North Island in an attempt to identify the distinctive wavy patterns left by diving boots which may have been worn. The Prime Minister accepts that his government's public sector targets may be hard to reach. Welfare, education, skills, crime and government interaction are all areas that are covered by the new performance benchmarks. John Key says the aim is to get further traction on difficult issues such as crime, education and welfare dependency.
Some of these targets are very aspirational. In fact, some of them will be extremely difficult and demanding to achieve. For example, we have set 5-year targets to reduce the number of people on working age benefit for more than 12 months by 30%.
Dairy farmers have accepted a share trading scheme among farmers, despite some fearing that they'll lose 100% control and ownership of Fonterra to outside investors. They voted 66.45% in favour of the scheme this afternoon. Chairman Sir Henry van der Heyden says it's a mandate for them to proceed. He says it's a defining day for the cooperative. Egypt's Mohamed Morsi has become the first Islamist to be elected president of the Arab world's most populous nation. He's pledged to be a leader for all Egyptians and is that country's first elected leader since an uprising ousted Hosni Mubarak. However, women and Christian groups in Egypt are already expressing fears that Islamists will get carried away with their victory and that they may face persecution. And the United States has also voiced caution, urging the Islamist leader to respect the rights of women and to keep the peace with Israel. US President Barack Obama called Morsi to congratulate him on his victory and also pledged US support for Egypt's democratic transition. They promised to stay in close touch. And staying overseas, Turkey now says it officially considers the shooting down of one of its military fighter jets by Syria to be a hostile act. And the United Nations says at least 10,000 Syrians are dead and 1 million are in need of assistance in a conflict that appears to be spiralling towards civil war. The escalating violence is prompting some to call for Western military intervention as diplomatic efforts appear to be stalled. Prices at the pump are continuing to tumble, reaching their lowest level since December 2010. The big four oil companies dropped petrol prices today by 3 cents a litre to 196.9 for unleaded 91. Diesel's also been slashed down by 2 cents per litre. And that's all from me. Thanks for watching, but do join us again soon. Ka kite anō.